Hello guys, King Happy here, and today I've got a range of alternative Dropavators to show you today. So a couple of my subs were asking me, do I have any tutorials on Dropavators? And I do. And then someone else asked, do I have any ones which are less laggy or such, less light updates, less server intensive? So I had a little think, and I came back to the designs I've been using, and I thought I could do this differently. So I've got a whole lot of different ones here which take advantage of being sort of less laggy as such. And I'll give you a little show today. So the normal designs I've been using are just a comparator, repeater, going around with a clock, and then activating the block. Pretty standard. That's what most Dropavators are based on. They're either a continuous clock or they're a sensor clock like this. And for these clocks they do create light updates and they are not that nice for lag. And then for all of them you pair them up with a torch tower and that moves the items up. So just like so. They go through. Not that quiet. Yeah. Not brilliant. So the point with these, they're a bit more laggy because they have torches on all the time. No, the whole system doesn't get turned off, which isn't particularly good. So we've got a little key here. So it listed the stuff we've got in this, so 6 torches, 4 dust, 2 repeaters. They're the things that should give out light updates in the system. Comparators don't give out light updates at all. They don't give any visible light, so they shouldn't really create any lag compared to comparator, or compared to a repeater that is. So we've got a little key here as well. How many blocks they're moving from the bottom to the chest. How many blocks are actually sort of stuck inside it. So in here there will be floating items. There are basically a buffer inside, and as items go through, those ones will be moved up. So there'll always be, in this case, 3 items inside this little tower, which will be stuck all the time and get sort of shuffled around. And this one you can expand it, you can just make the torch tower much taller. And then I thought, no, I don't need to use torches, I can use something like dust, because dust, when the system's off, the dust isn't turned on. Less light updates, less light calculations, should be better. So same sort of thing again, but with dust. And this is going to be well downloaded, so you can have a look afterwards if you want to have a look at the individual designs. So it's going up with a nice little half slab thing, and then gets items up to the top. So just dump some items into here. First one makes a sound, and then it's quiet, and then you take it out and it makes another sound. So 8 dust, 2 repeaters, 8 blocks moving, 1 floating item, and that's it. Okay, that's quite clean. You can move quite a big area for a little tiny bit of redstone. That's good. And I thought, because the clocks are the main cause of lag, I thought, why don't I remove that and use a hopper clock? Now, it's debatable if hoppers are better to use than a normal clock, but there's no light updates in them, so from that on client side, they should in theory be better. So this uses 1 torch and 2 dust. 2 comparators, they don't give any light updates. When it's off, only 1 torch is on, and that's it. So, put some items through to there. Oh, put them through. Just goes through. And there you are. Quite effective. Now you get a bit of clearance on the top bit. So 1 torch, 2 dust, 5 blocks moved, 2 floating items. So floating item there, and 1 in there. There you go, that works. So I thought we could make this a little bit more compact. So I've got a comparator on the top, comparator on the bottom, redstone torch that gets inverted, and then a little clock here with 1 item in it. Going straight into this dropper, which activates all 3 of them. Just put them in there. Like so, in they go. No, that's good. 1 torch, 3 blocks moving, 1 floating item. It's okay. So then we go on to 1 torch through redstone, 6 blocks moving, 1 floating item. Same thing again, but a piece of redstone coming out the side. If you power the dropper, then that gets transmitted to here. And as in this, there is a single item. So a non-stackable, any non-stackable item you put in here, you could put a sort of wooden sword or a wooden spade or something, that counts as a 64 stack of items. So this comparator will give out a signal of 3, so it hits the block, then goes 1, 2, 3. So just put some items into there, and it means we can move even further with the same sort of system, like so. And in this, there is 1 floating block as well, and you go even further. So that's quite neat to have. No, I like that one. And then we go on to some more. So same sort of thing again. but using a clock. So in this one it goes much taller, because from this we're using a 3 distance redstone, because that's the maximum this can put out for a single one non-stackable item. If we go further, we can use a repeater to get the signal longer coming out of it. Same sort of thing again, just a redstone piece instead of a stack. That goes through, inverts the torch, goes through that, pulls it through the actual block, and goes up, redstone dust at the bottom, and we go up on a tower. So 14 up it goes. It means we can do a much higher tower for the same sort of thing. But of course there is a actual repeater making light into this. So 1 torch, 16 dust, 1 repeater, 19 blocks moved on this as maximum, and then there's 9 floating items. So you might want to do this if you have like a farm continuously making sugarcane or something. There's going to be a lot of items inside that, and it's take a while for all those gaps to be filled up before it goes quiet, like so. And it'll go make noise again as it defills. Actually didn't there. Okay, so then we go on to 10 torches, 1 redstone dust. Now this, we're using torches again. Torches aren't very good, but just a different way of doing this. So 20 blocks moved, 4 floating items, and of course with the torch system you just keep making that taller. So again, just a little clock here with a big item in. Doesn't have to be a big one, it can just be a normal item itself. And we'll put some items into this. There we are. This goes up a torch. It works okay. Take that out. Okay. Next one. These are ones that are my favourite, I think. So 1 torch, 3 dust, 5 blocks moved, 0 floating items. So if you're moving something really important, this could be quite cool. So of course, this is a little bit different. It's got the same sort of clock on this bit here. Well, actually it's a bit different, isn't it? So compare it to going to the bottom block, redstone torch, inverting this one, locking this hopper. We've got a non-stackable item in here, so it gets a 3 signal. It will then power this block here, which powers this one, and then this one. And then also we're powering, actually no, this powers this block here, powers this one here, and this one above. Then also redstone across the side, which then powers the bottom one. So let's put some items into there. And this one is silent, apart from you pulling it out. So we just pull that out there and see if it actually makes any sound when they go through. No. So if you're putting items in this should be completely silent as you go through. 5 blocks moved, 0 floating items. I like that one. And of course when it's off, only 1 torch is actually on. And same sort of thing again, but there is 3 floating items in this, 7 blocks moved, 5 dust instead of the actual 3, just to go up with a couple of half slabs. So that's quite neat and tidy, but of course you're going to get a little bit more sound for a couple of seconds. And then they come out. So yeah, quite nice. I like them. So that's what I thought I'd share with you. I quite liked having them. It's quite nice to stop saying we'll use this thing as standard and try and think of it different ways you could do it. So some of these have good applications for certain farms. You want to move it a small distance and you don't want a massive clock running. This could be a good way of having it, especially when you do lots of them. It should be less laggy for your client at least. So, hope you've enjoyed that. This will be a download in the description. Give it a like if you've enjoyed this. I've had some fun making this from a suggestion. And I'll see you next time, guys.